Question 6C. Here we go. Joe deposits $4,000 into a certificate of deposits, also called a CD, at his local bank. The CD earns 3% interest. So 3% interest. That's something that I want to talk about. 3% interest compounded annually. The value of the CD in X years can be found using the function, and there's your choices. So the second you see percentages, you need to be suspicious that you are talking about, where is it? Oh, there it is. That you are talking about annual compound interest. Oh, why is this fighting me so much? Also, it says interest, right? So there's a formula that has to do with percentages and interest. It's right here on the reference sheet, annual compound interest. Now, really quickly, if you look at the formula, I have a pair of what in here? Starts with a P. Parentheses. Now, if I look at the four choices, only one of these has parentheses. Well, two of them have parentheses, 3 and 4. So immediately, just based on the shape of these answers, the formula has to have parentheses in it. Choice 1 is gone. Choice 2 is gone as well. So my choices are, it's either 1.3 or 1.03. Well, let's take another quick look at the formula. The formula is A, which is the amount, is equal to P, principal. Principal is the starting amount. Well, Joe's starting with 4,000, and look what's in the front of each parenthesis, 4,000. So that just confirms that we're looking at the right formula, right? It fits the right shell. P stands for principal. 1 plus R. That's the business in the parentheses, and that's the difference. So what I'm going to write here really quickly in the parentheses is 1 plus R. R is your rate, and they give you the rate. 3% interest rate. R is the rate. You got to kind of know that. So the formula calls for 1 plus R. The rate is 3%. Right? 1 plus 3%. Now here's the trap door they set. 3% does not get to go into the formula as a 3. 3% has to go in as a decimal, so it's mathematically able to interact with the other values of it. So 3% as a decimal. 1 plus 3%. So 3% as a decimal, so I'm going to write over here, 3%. You have to go left 2 jumps from the decimal point. Mr. K, there's no decimal point here. If there's no decimal point, there is an invisible one at the foot of the bottom right corner of the number. So 3% would be 3, period. So we go left 2 jumps, 1 jump, 2 jump, plant your new decimal. What goes in the empty hoop? What's the placeholder? A 0. So 3% goes into the parentheses as 0.03. Now, looking at the 2 parentheses and the 2 choices, only one of these parentheses has 1 plus 0.03 correct. Is it 1.3 or 1.03? Hopefully you can tell. I mean, if you're not sure, really quickly, type in 1 plus 0.03. Spits out 1.03, which is now undeniable. Has to be choice 4, which is 1.03. Choice 3 is a good wrong answer. Choice 3 is a trap door. They're saying, oh, they're going to throw the 3 in there, and what's 1 plus 3? 1.3. That works. 1.3. Nope, they're getting you with it. So the answer to 6C, kind of confusing, is choice 4.